If you're watching this video right now, then I'm guessing that you're struggling with sleep anxiety, or perhaps you've got a young child that's struggling to fall asleep, and that's obviously having an impact on you too. So I'd like to explain to you a little bit about what sleep anxiety is and the impact it has on us. So sleep anxiety can happen for many different reasons, and it's the fear or worry about going to sleep. However, the thought of lying awake worrying at night may leave us feeling anxious about getting into bed. Sleep anxiety can affect adults, teenagers, and children. We may be worried about falling asleep in the first instance and or not being able to get back to sleep if we should wake during the night. Sleep disturbances are a very common symptom of general anxiety. Alternatively, we may be scared of having nightmares or night terrors in the night, such as something terrible might be happening, such as a burglary or a fire. And some people fear that they just won't wake up in the morning. Anxious thoughts are more likely to intrude when we are lying awake in bed, basically because we have no distractions to distract us. And our minds can go into overdrive and we can start overthinking and ruminating about our worries. This lack of sleep can make us more anxious, and our anxiety can then make it harder to get to sleep, which makes us more anxious, which makes it harder to get to sleep. And we end up in this catch-22 cycle. While anxiety affects 1 in 4 of us today, and it's the most common form of mental health disorder, it is completely normal and it is only there to keep us safe and to protect us from danger. Challenges occur, however, when everyday things exacerbate our anxiety further and we develop an anxiety disorder. And this means that the anxiety lasts for an extended period of time and it causes us to worry excessively about a wide range of things, not just 1 or 2 things. So if we were worried about a job interview or a driving test, and that causes a bit of anxiety, that would be totally acceptable and we'd acknowledge that as being understandable. But an anxiety disorder means that we worry about far more than the things that we should really be scared of. So we might get nervous and anxious when we're in a traffic jam or eating food in front of others, or in this case, falling asleep. Now, anxiety disorders are now seen as the most common health problem in the world today, and a lack of sleep is well known to have a negative impact on our cognitive functioning and our overall health. As a result, understanding and addressing the connection between anxiety and sleep is essential to improving our emotional and physical awareness and wellness. So, what are the symptoms of sleep anxiety? Well, we're often advised that we should be aiming for between 7 and 8 hours of sleep each night. But when we're feeling anxious, that feels impossible to achieve. Worrying about falling asleep could result in us avoiding going to bed in the first place, which can create a challenge for a healthy sleep schedule, what we call a sleep hygiene. When we can't sleep due to anxiety, we may notice we start to feel overwhelmed during the day. We might find it hard to concentrate. Perhaps we have trouble recalling information or making decisions and have low energy. This will potentially have an impact on school or work. We may start to notice that we have angry outbursts and we feel irritable and short-tempered, which could impact our relationship with our friends or family, even our colleagues. Daytime sleepiness can also reduce our effectiveness during the day, and this can lead to an increase of accidents, either in the workplace or on the roads. This feeling of impending doom and gloom could result in us no longer wanting to engage in the things that we previously enjoyed, and we might avoid going to school or work or meeting up with friends. Our brain cycles through different stages of sleep. So when we finally do get to sleep, research suggests that sleep anxiety can affect the stage of rapid eye movement, what we call REM sleep. This is a stage when we tend to have vivid dreams. However, if we have anxiety, the dreams may turn into nightmares that wake us up, And again, that can give a fear of us going back to sleep. The physical effects of sleep anxiety may include digestive problems and an increase of your heart rate. You might find yourself sweating excessively and your muscles will feel tense and possibly even twitchy. What are the long-term impacts of sleep anxiety? Well, we all know that sleep is vital for repairing our bodies and cognitive functioning and improving our general health. Long-term sleep deprivation makes us particularly susceptible to infections and could lead to long-term health impacts in later life. Prolonged anxiety and or lack of sleep can affect our bodies in so many ways. Sleep anxiety puts us at a higher risk of obesity, diabetes, strokes, heart attacks, heart disease, heart failure, and high blood pressure. So, how can we reduce sleep anxiety? Well, before I give you my top 10 tips, I would like to just explain who I am and why I believe I'm qualified to tell you this. So my name is Jennifer Roblin. I am an anxiety management coach and I'm founder of the company Better Your Life. I have been coaching people for over 30 years and I've had my own business for the last 6. So that's why I believe I'm qualified to give you my top 10 tips. So, you may be able to reduce your risk of sleep anxiety by eating a healthy diet, exercising regularly, and practicing good sleeping habits. Often we are so busy during the day that the only time we have a chance to think about our worries is when we get into bed. However, it's more conducive for sleep if we're allowed to put aside some worry time, some parts in the day, maybe after dinner, and we can journal out our worries and our thoughts on paper. And this means that we're not thinking about them just before we go to sleep. We set aside worry time. Number 3, if possible, exercise regularly and expose yourself to some sunlight during the day if you can. Avoid any strenuous exercise a couple of hours before going to bed. However, a little bit of yoga or gentle stretching exercises could help you prepare for sleep. Avoid eating anything too heavy for a few hours before you go to bed and limit how much you drink at the end of the day to prevent you getting up too much in the night. Avoid caffeine and any other stimulant from late afternoon onwards. It's best to limit alcohol too, as while alcohol may sometimes be used to reduce anxiety, it can actually increase anxiety. We all know it's best to avoid screen time before sleep and ensure your bedroom is comfortable, cool and dark. Some people do use coping strategies such as keeping a light on or having the TV on quiet in the background, but this is not really advisable. It's not ideal if you wake up in the middle of the night because your brain instantly thinks it's daytime again. So even with small children, I'd try and avoid that if possible, because it would cause issues later on, because your body becomes used to having that light on or that noise on, and it's not ideal for a good night's sleep. If possible, create a relaxing bedtime routine so you can prepare your body and your mind for sleep. It can be that you go to bed at the same time, if possible, go to bed at the same time every night and wake up at the same time every morning so that your body and mind can adjust to a new routine. Try and resist the urge to take a nap during the day if you can, because that will interrupt with your sleep pattern at night time. Before sleep, you could try focusing on 3 things you are grateful for that day. And that means that the last thoughts that you have of the day are positive ones. And it's helpful for a good night's sleep. Try and do some relaxing activities before bed if possible. This could be a meditation, visualizations, listening to music, gentle music. There are lots of phone apps available nowadays that can help you relax at bedtime. And you may be interested in trying aromatherapy sprays and oils as well, because they can be helpful. Limit your bedtime activities to sleep and sex. If you're unable to get to sleep, get out of bed and do something calming in another room. You want to associate your bedroom with sleeping, so wait until you feel tired again before returning to bed. Try not to use your bed for watching television or working, or just keep it for sleep and sex if you can. Finally, to get a better understanding of your sleep patterns, you may find it helpful to keep a sleep diary. This just means making a note of the activities that you were doing before bed, the thoughts and the feelings that you were having during the day, how you slept that night and how long you were able to sleep for. Again, there's a lot of apps nowadays that can help monitor your sleep. So, it's just getting that better understanding so you know what works best for you so that you can do more of what works and less of what doesn't. So, this understanding can then help you take steps to improve your anxiety going forward. Now, I hope you found that helpful. If you did, then please comment, let me know what you think. Maybe you've got some other top tips that you'd like to share with my viewers. And don't forget to subscribe so that you see my next videos. Thank you very much. Bye.